Secretary, State Department of Diaspora Affairs, Bruce Njogu, the leadership of the diaspora community, ambassadors, senior officials of the State Department, representatives of the private sector, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Let me read my prepared statement that we have done with my people. Then I can say a few things from my heart. It is a pleasure addressing this gathering of our people who live and work in the diaspora. This is the apex of a string of conversations I've had with Kenyans during my assignments outside the country. In most of these occasions, I've had the opportunity to speak with you on the government's development agenda. I've done so because it is your right to know what your government is doing back home, and therefore it is our responsibility to keep you informed. This gives you a deeper understanding of our strategic priorities for better contribution. Being the first conference since we established the State Department of Diaspora Affairs, this dialogue with the government is another moment to agree on solid actions. We are working to improve your experience abroad as we invite you to continue investing back home. Ladies and gentlemen, the diaspora community is an important plug to the country's economy. Your remittances have been significant in stabilizing our economy. In 2022, the remittances surpassed $4 billion, and our strategy is to double this number in the next few years. That is what informs this three-day conference, in which we have had moments to identify ways of enhancing the existing collaboration among the government, the private sector, and the diaspora community in increasing the investment portfolio. We want an assured and streamlined investment environment at home. With this, you can do more. Thus, we are excited that beyond identifying investment opportunities, there has been a robust review of legal, policy, and regulating frameworks. There has also been extensive networking with peers in areas of interest. The theme of this conference, Tujenge Kenya, Bridging Borders, Building Futures, captures our vision of propelling Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, through the State Department of Diaspora Affairs, the Faith Administration, led by President William Ruto, takes seriously the outcome of this conference. The President has appointed ambassadors and heads of mission to various states across the globe. As they assume or resume duty starting January, they are properly briefed to work closely with Kenyans in the diaspora. They are well guided to make your stay abroad very productive and to be available to engage with you at all times. That is how you make more money to invest home and support implementation of our development agenda. The Fifth Administration emphasizes economic diplomacy. That is why contracts of ambassadors and heads of mission are now pegged on economic gain we make from their posting. We have deliberately decided to have a paradigm shift from the traditional diplomacy to commercial diplomacy. And ambassadors and high commissioners will spend 70% of their time looking for business, looking for markets, expanding existing ones, and in a very robust manner, engaging the diaspora community in the areas and the countries that they serve. That is why we'll also determine their suitability to continue being our representatives pegged on measurable performance. Our President, His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, has held a meeting with the new ambassadors. On Tuesday morning, I'll have a further engagement with them, again, to stress the importance of giving priority to commercial diplomacy and working very closely with our diaspora community abroad. This tells you how resolute we are in ensuring efficiency and effectiveness of our embassies and missions for a stronger, better, and productive diaspora community. We ask you to work closely with them in marketing Brand Kenya. The ripple effect of all this will be enhanced foreign currency reserves, creation of more jobs, among others, for a stronger and resilient economy. In the same breath, we urge you to be our country's ambassadors while abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, and specifically the State Department of Diaspora Affairs, led by the very effective Principal Secretary Roslyn Njogu, for this insightful conference. Besides, your work has been very outstanding. I congratulate you for participating in this dialogue. Asanteni sana. Madam PS, if you allow me just to add a few things. The importance of the diaspora community outside our borders cannot be overemphasized. Over the last few years, the remittances from our brigade in the diaspora has surpassed tourism, coffee, tea, and everything else, and is actually #1 foreign exchange earner for our country. We want to enhance that. And that is why, as President William Ruto campaigned to be President of the Republic of Kenya, he had very meaningful engagement with diaspora. And the President gave a commitment to the diaspora brigade that once he is elected as President and he forms government, the diaspora community will be part and parcel of his administration. And that is why, on forming government, deliberately created the State Department of Diaspora Affairs. A promise made, a promise kept, because it's good to keep promises. In his own wisdom, he appointed Roslyn Njogu to be the pioneering Principal Secretary for this department. And I can tell you, from where I sit, she has not disappointed. As Principal Assistant to the President, and as the one who chairs cabinet committees and oversees the implementation of cabinet decisions, if there is one appointment in his administration that the President got it right, spot on, is the one of PS Roslyn Njogu. I've had time, whenever I travel out of the country, I demand that I must have an engagement on the first day of arrival with our people outside the country, and the PS has accompanied me, and we have engaged the Kenyan people. And this PS, I'm not saying so because she's here. She knows what she's doing. She knows what needs to be done. And President and I will give her full support to succeed. We are introducing the culture of savings in this country. Many countries save a lot of money, and it's the money that we go and borrow. We are saying, why do we have to borrow other people's savings? Why can't we save? And if we have to borrow, we borrow our own savings so that our own people can benefit from the interest that accrues from the borrowing. We are inviting our people from the diaspora. Please, this is your home. East or west, home is? And at the end of it all, let us not pretend. It is the desire of every Kenyan working out there one day to come back home and retire here. You must prepare for that retirement. You don't want to come back and find it the way you left it. Please, come back home, put money here. Don't come yourself. We don't need you here right now. We have enough problems with employment. We want you to stay out there, but we want you to send money here. But you'll come back home eventually, but not now. The government is deliberately creating a mechanism through the Central Bank of Kenya how to make it easy electronically to save, to buy treasury bills, to buy treasury bonds, to invest in housing, all manner of investments. I know you don't like talking about it because it's a little bit embarrassing that most of you and others who are not here have lost money to relatives when you are trying to invest back home. You send money to your sister to construct for you a house. You keep on sending money. She takes photographs of the neighbor and keeps on sending you as the progress of your own house. The day you come back home, you find you have no house. And there's nothing you can do. That is your blood sister. You just make some little noise and go back to your country. We want to create a proper mechanism. If it's housing, there is a program. If it's purchasing property, you purchase property after due diligence, and the government is making sure that you are not conned as you are far away. These are deliberate programs that the government is making. We are inviting you to be partners of your government in investment, in creating opportunities. And we are inviting you also to be on the lookout and take time to be our ambassadors, to look for investors where you are and interest them to come and invest here in Kenya to create employment and to enlarge our space for tax collection. If you find, I was in Munich in Germany and I met many people and they are interested in investing here, but nobody had ever talked to them. They were amazed when I told them about Kenya and the opportunities that are available. That Kenya is an anchor state, it's a stable country, it's a good democracy, it's peaceful, and it's a gateway to Africa. We have a working financial system. And over and above, I interested them that even as they invest here, they can take advantage of our tourism facilities, the Masai Mara, the Amboseli, the coast beaches. I want to appeal to you people to be our good ambassadors. Interest people in our tourism destinations. We have the best tourism destinations in the world. And you can also help your country because it's good to be patriotic and to do something for your motherland. Again, I encourage you to look for job opportunities for your sisters and brothers and cousins back home. Don't stay abroad alone. If you find there's an opportunity here and there, you can bring a few characters from the village. Let these characters get out of the village. The village is not a very interesting story. And you know, it's good to stay in the village, but it's also good to go and come back. In fact, the village is very interesting when you have been away and then you come back to the village. But living in the village throughout is not a very interesting thing. I'm looking forward to going to the village for Christmas. And I'll enjoy it because I've been here in the city for a long time. But the fellows I left at home there forever, they are not very amused. Please, Also, when you get a few opportunities, wherever you are, create a few opportunities. Remember the people you left back in the village. They don't necessarily have to be your relatives. The son of mother so-and-so, who was afraid of your father, mtafutie nafasi. Akuje hata yeye atengeneze a few dollars and a few sterling pounds. Kwani iko nini? Akitengeneza. Uzuri. Please. Again, I want to say, because it's important that I say so, that I have told KTDA, I have told New KPCU, I've just talked to people from Ketepa. Our coffee is the best in the world. Our tea is the best in the world. Our avocado is light. Our macadamia nuts. But they are not available in the supermarket shelves across the world because nobody has marketed them properly. Yet is the best. I have asked them to consider a marketing strategy with the diaspora. Instead of bringing marketers all the way from Kenya because it's expensive, engage the diaspora people so that they can market those products as a side hustle at not too much a cost. And you people can do it. I was in Colombia in a coffee conference and I came across a few Kenyans. And when I asked them what they do, they told me, I asked them, why don't you market our coffee? They say we do, but we don't have a structure. And we can do it because we are here. We know, we understand this area. We understand this space. I'll be engaging various people concerned with having products that are popular outside our borders. And we'll discuss with the peers how we can engage with our diaspora community so that with a small stipend, we can engage people already in those countries who understand the market, who understand the space, to be promoters of our various brands. And that's the only way what we are trying to do in terms of enhancing food security and asking people to produce more. We must have a corresponding market outside the country where our products can go. So you are a very important component of our country's development. And we are really depending on you. And that is why the president created this State Department. And our ambassadors and high commissioners have very clear instructions to work with you closely because you understand where you are. You understand it more than even the ambassadors and the high commissioner. Most of you have lived abroad for many years. You understand those people. You know their culture. You know their tradition. You know their likes. You know their dislikes. You know how to endear ourselves and our products to them because you are part of that culture. So this engagement is a continuous process. We are going to stay very near you people. And we have asked KRA and National Treasury very quickly to work around the challenge of double taxation so that you people can bring back money home without being taxed a second time. It's my understanding that taxation out there is very heavy. It will be a double tragedy, a jeopardy for you to be taxed again when you are trying to bring money back home. I've encouraged KRA to consider to just allow you to bring money without too many questions. Yeah? Let them wait for that money in the supermarket, where when you are buying something, you pay VAT. It is still available for taxation. We have had a meeting with FRC, with Asset Recovery, with the National Treasury, and we have told them not to complicate people bringing back money home and treat people remitting back money home as suspects. They are not. They are not suspects. Anytime they see somebody sending several dollars, wanaanza kuuliza maswali mingi. Hiyo maswali ndio hatutaki mambo yake. Wacha pesa ikuje hapa, tutaongea baadaye. Si iko namna hiyo? Yeah, we need every shilling, every dollar, every euro, every sterling pound, every French franc. Let the money come here and circulate. Let us not create unnecessary bureaucracy on remittances. And you know some institutions also took advantage of laws of anti-money laundering to extort people who are bringing back money home. They see some little money, they flag it. Iko maswali. Ukitoa kitu kidogo, inakubaliwa ikuje. Hiyo maneno hatutaki. Tunataka pesa ikuje hapa. We want money to circulate in our economy. Na nyinyi ndio muko na pesa. Hii pesa muko nayo ndio niko na haja nayo tukiwa na rais. Na hata msipolete tutakuja kuchukua huko kwenu. Yeah? We are having a tight situation with the reserves of our foreign currency. And we need every dollar, every pound, every euro that we can amass to come back home so that it can strengthen our shilling and it can be available for money circulation so that our economy can grow much stronger and much faster. So you people, you are very precious jewel to our government. Tunachunga nyinyi kama mayai. Yeah? When we are dealing with you, it's like walking on eggs. You know, if you are walking on eggs, you have to walk very carefully because they are, you don't break them. So you are our precious jewel. And Rosie and her team will take good care of you. And ourselves, the president and I, and our ministers, when we come abroad, we'll get time to come and talk to you and listen to you. I've just gone through the Huduma Center, and we are digitizing the consular services, the renewal of passports, the issue of IDs. You are aware the president has opened up this country, visa-free regime, so that people can come here and invest and be tourists. And we'll also be engaging other countries peer to reciprocate and also open the doors for us without too many questions. Wapunguze maswali. So that hii kazi iweze kuendelea, si ndio? So I want to assure you of the commitment of our administration under President William Ruto and I assisting him to make you part of our administration, to walk the journey together with us for the third liberation of this country, the economic liberation, for our transformative agenda, the bottom-up economic transformative agenda. We want you people to be part of that conversation. And the president is very clear. Even as he's president, he doesn't know everything. We have a lot to learn. You guys know quite a bit than we do. Because mumekaa na hii wazungu mumechanuka zaidi. So wapia mtuchanue. The president says a good idea should give room to a better idea. And a better idea ultimately must and should give room to the best idea. And the only way to do that and benefit from this idea is engagement, the way you have done here for 3 days. And that is why when we come abroad, we shall engage you. In my meetings, it's free. We talk, and we talk hard talk, and we get to know what is happening. And even I've come to some countries, I've listened to some few things, I've come back and reported to the boss. And we have made some changes. Fahali watu wamelala kazini. Hatutaki uzembe. So when we come, kama mabalozi ni watu ya kulala, mnatuambia. Na si ati mnawashtaki mnafanya kazi yenu, you are being patriotic to your country. Mtuambie tukija tafadhali. Mtuambie huyu balozi mlituma hapa mumeanguka. Afiki ofisi. Hatumuoni, hachukui simu, hapatikani. Mtuambie. You must help us make our country better. You must give us the feedback on the performance of our envoys in the countries that you live. And if you don't tell us, who will tell us? It's you to tell us. You must audit their performance and share with us so that we know, so that we make changes that will improve on our performance in those countries. Otherwise, I want to thank you people for being good ambassadors of this country. Wherever I have been, Kenyan people are of good behavior. Of course, iko wakora wawili watatu out of 1,000, which is okay. It's a reflection of society. Hata kwetu kwa serikali, wakora wawili watatu iko. Polisi iko 5. Walimu iko 2. Kila bahali iko wakora kidogo. Hata kwa nyinyi iko wachache. Which is okay. It's part of society. Hata kanisani uliona Shakahola, a few people. But you cannot say that the whole church is bad because of 1 or 2 pastors. It's, it's the society. There are deviants in society. And they are everywhere. But by and large, our people out there, the diaspora community, is a very responsible group of Kenyans. And we are very proud of you. Wherever we go, we get good stories. I go out of the country, I go to United Arab Emirates. Every hotel I go, I find a Kenyan. Every plane you enter, there is a Kenyan. We have got good work ethics. Sisi ni watu ya kibarua, ni watu ya kuchapa kazi. And we are popular across the country. So what we are trying to do through this State Department and Labor, the State Department of Labor, is to tighten and to formalize our relationship with other countries so that we create opportunities for the people of Kenya in a dignified environment where they are not abused, where they are not mistreated. But the people of Kenya are popular. Everywhere as good workers. We have got proper and good work ethics. We take work seriously. When you're given a job to do, people of Kenya are so good, they do it and do it like they'll never do it again. And that must be the spirit. And that is what the President and I also try to do. Whatever we have been told to do by the people of Kenya, we try to do the best we can. And that is the Kenyan spirit. And you people have not disappointed. So I want to say thank you very much for this conference. I've been briefed of the outcome of this conference. I believe we are better people, and a lot of good things will come out of this dialogue and this conversation. Na kwa hayo mengi, asanteni sana. May God bless you. May God bless you abundantly. And if we don't meet again, Merry Christmas and happy and prosperous 2024. Asanteni sana. Thank you.